Hey, Grant Williams here to talk about two conditions that usually go hand in hand. Ageusia, which is the complete and total loss of the sense of taste, and agenosia, which is the complete and total loss of the sense of smell. Now, the reason why I tried to choose these two conditions is because they usually go hand in hand. That and ageusia is usually confused with agenosia most of the time when one tries to diagnose it. Now, ageusia and agenosia can both be caused by the same things. It can either be caused by a drug intake, like, for instance, if you're a smoker, you may eventually come into contact with this. It can also be caused by a traumatic brain injury. As a matter of fact, one gymnast, one two-time gold medalist, actually has ageusia, and he got it from a bad fall. And it can even be caused, and both of these conditions can even be caused by a certain illness, such as the flu. Sorry, I'm watching American Idol. Now, these two conditions are actually interesting because of the way taste and touch actually work. Now, taste is usually associated with food, but it can also be used to warn us of incoming dangers, such as predators. And this basically goes the same with smell, which is why these two conditions are actually so interesting, and they're also a little bit dangerous because if you can't smell what's coming after you, you can't react to it. And this goes the same with taste. Like if something is poisonous, you don't know not to eat that. But what's interesting about ageusia is that people who gain this condition actually don't lose any they don't lose much pleasure from eating because they still have the memories of how the food's supposed to taste, and those usually don't go away. More often than not, these conditions are usually considered non-life threatening. So when you're diagnosed with it, with either condition, doctors usually tell you just to live with it. So, however, if you're lucky, you only have partial ageusia, which can be treated a little bit. You have to use strong sense and taste in order to try and rebuild what you have, or just to work with what you're left with. But it's not exactly the end of the world. People with these conditions usually don't focus much on taste anymore, so they have to focus on basically the texture of foods in order to receive any type of positive stimulus from eating. Sadly, there are almost no treatments for these two conditions the as the taste and touch receptors are actually very delicate. Uh, well, that's basically it. This has been Grant Williams talking about uh, horrible conditions. I'm signing off.